Spencer Pratt, you will obviously never be as relevant as you were. How does that make you feel?
Oh, yeah? Fuck you. Fuck this interview. Stupid podcast. Fuck this shit's over in here.
Is he actually leaving?
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Okay, here we go. Mr.
It's it.
Pratt.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this outfit.
Sorry,
I love it. Oh my God, so nice to meet
The
you.
devil's attacking me.
Oh my God, the devil?
Well, the second I get in my car, it's never happened in my life. It says engine coolant. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So I go to the gas station. I'm like, oh, buy engine coolant. I put it in, and it's like spraying out. I call BMW service. They're like, you need to tow it right now. I'm
You're like, I gotta go to Call Her Daddy.
No, fuck the car. No.
Oh my God. Okay, can you mic yourself up immediately? Because we're getting into this.
This is very fancy.
Wait, isn't it cute? Spencer, it's the first time I'm using these.
I feel honored.
I'm honored because I knew you were someone that would know how to put it on and use it.
I usually let them do it. That's like the perks.
So I should have done it. Okay, we're going over here to make a drink.
You didn't even get good tequila. No. This is embarrassing. I won't actually touch these bottles.
Wait, are you serious?
Oh, I can't be on camera with that level.
Wait, what do you drink?
I mean, I was bootleg enough would be like Clase Azul is as low as we're gonna go.
This is all I had from like random.
I'll watch. You're not getting me on camera. I mean, I drank this in.
Wait, do I have anything
2000.
else? Spencer, I tried.
You don't have a 1942? Come on. Spotify, what is going on? Budget cuts.
I have a champagne bottle. Okay, so Spencer, right off the bat, is just shitting on me for not having.
I also needed this.
Good. Take it.
That car coolant, that was a lot.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about what happened.
All right, so I get in the car. I was going to be very early. I was going to sit in the car, meditate, just visualize the best freaking podcast ever. And I get in the car and it says engine coolant. I'm like, I'm not a mechanic, but this seems bad. So I go to the car place real quick. I'm like, I need engine coolant. I'm very late to the biggest podcast of my life, statistically. And so he's like, oh my God, it's leaking everywhere. And I'm like, pour more in. So we pour more in. I called BMW. They're like, you need to tow it here, right? I'm like, I'm not towing it. They're like, the car could shut down on you on the way there. I'm like, well, then it's going to shut down because I'm not missing this. Let's pop the Dom.
Okay. Do you want to pop the Dom?
I mean, I'll drink that.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do that. That's a better way to go about it. Okay, I feel like you should do the honors.
You know, here's the thing I've learned, because Heidi's a professional champagne bottle opener. I used to like the excitement of.
Right, like you want to spray it all over my camera?
And she's like, no, you're not even supposed to have like barely a noise. It's not a game to you guard that you come in like that. You treat it like that because people are always, oh, you're gonna. Right. So the key, what I've been taught, is you just slowly. It's less exciting, but let's not waste this money.
I mean, kicking off the Call Her Daddy podcast, beautiful.
Cheers to the Daddy Gang.
Cheers.
I am so honored to be involved with your mafia.
I'm so honored you're here. They're gonna love you. Spencer, you are popping off on TikTok. I need to know, what is your strategy?
It was drinking, and then that's why I haven't been TikToking. Well, here's what happened. I don't know how it happened. So what people loved so I had to stop because Heidi was like, you play the hills in the house anymore, like I'm gonna choke you. Like she can't even, it's like nails on a chalkboard. So, and I'm like, honey, these are going viral. Like this one just did 1 million in like 10 minutes. And she's like, I don't care, like stop talking about that. So I'm like, it's relevant to a niche micro audience, honey. So
that is fucking hilarious.
It's a hard balance because I'm also blowing up all these people that I can't stand.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, oh, the views, but I'm like, nobody.
I kind of love that Heidi's like, Spencer, knock it the fuck off. And you're like, can't hear you, 1 million views, gotta go.
Oh, this is so delicious.
Spencer?
I can't believe you don't have a charcuterie plate though for us.
Okay, we're going upstairs to the interview. Are you ready? Should we bring this or no? Let's leave it. You need to drive home in your fucked up car.
Oh no, I'm towing it.
Oh, here?
That's
You're
a
towing
tow
it here?
situation.
Oh, you're towing it here?
I wasn't supposed to get here.
Is Heidi picking you up?
I said I would.
Uber.
Black Uber X. Whatever.
Censor. It's all about the money. Let's go upstairs. Oh my gosh.
All right. Deep breath.
No, I'm praying.
You're praying? Do you want to pray out loud?
Please, God, have this just be the greatest podcast to ever hit the waves of this dimension. Have it just touch so many people's hearts in a positive, enlightening way, God, and just truly be a blessing for everyone's ears. And if they're visually watching this with captions, just when they read it, just have their spirit just be uplifted and inspired. Amen. That was a little too much Holy Spirit. I almost fainted there. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you believe in God?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, Heidi took it to the next level because she's like a preacher.
Really?
I was trying to be in the Illuminati when I met Heidi.
Wait, were you really?
Oh, 100%. I didn't realize they're drinking blood and
you're
know
not
and
into
all
that?
the weird. I thought it was just sex parties, Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, right.
Everybody older than 18. And
Totally. You wanted to be a part of the sex parties.
Not just the party, but
Right. That's
that
a perk.
the Tom Cruise movie. That looked
Totally.
pretty minus people disappearing. It looked like
Totally
my vibe.
Thank you for kicking us off. I feel really zen and calm. I almost just started crying. I don't know if it was tears of joy or laughter, but it was something. You got an emotion out of me.
I mean, it hit me too. I don't know. It's good AC in here, but it was.
You're I almost fainted.
Yeah, I was
Okay, Spencer Pratt, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
I am so honored.
You grew up in California, going to school with celebrities and celebrities' kids. Who was the first famous person you remember meeting in your life?
Oh, hands down, Meryl Streep. I was on the set of Death Becomes Her, I think was the title, where she's falling apart. So shout out, she would deny knowing me at this point, but I think her name was Mamie Gummer. We were BFFs. We were very young. We would go set, and it was Meryl Streep, and I would be chilling on set. So, yeah.
I did not expect that answer. That's fucking baller.
Oh, I mean, I went to Crossroads. The list
right.
goes on, but that's
that's the main.
The cool, just in this mansion, and I mean, then it's next thing you know, I'm having a slumber party with Hillary Clinton, So I mean, my
Wait,
childhood.
hold on. You have to clarify. You're having a slumber party with Hillary Clinton. What do you mean?
So my best friend Charlie, his parents were best friends with the Clintons from Arkansas, and so when I was a kid, I'd always sleep over at Charlie's house. But one night, I was pre-checked. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. So Secret Service did their thing. I think I was a safe 14-year-old or whatever. And so, yeah, slumber party. I was in the kitchen with Hillary. It was wild.
So you reference your high school and how you were surrounded by a lot of famous people. What were you like in high school, and what did the other kids think about you?
Well, I try to say that I am exactly... I've learned a lot of lessons, but I would say I'm the exact same person that I've always been, and I haven't changed. So, I had just as many people that didn't like me back then. I had, enemies putting up, dicks drawn on my face around town, So I came in hot, So I think because, for my private school world, soccer was our big sport. We didn't have football teams, so... I was, for my world, really good at soccer, so I was on the older teams. So, when I was 15, all the seniors, I was rolling with them. So, everything got fast forward. When I don't watch Euphoria, but when I see clips, I'm like, oh my God, this is the Disney Channel compared to LA and growing up. Now it's crazier because you just die of fentanyl and whatever. So it's definitely darker now. So I pray for these kids, but. It was amazing. Everyone's always like, oh, why don't you write it? People that know me, you should write a memoir. I'm like, Like, no way.
You wouldn't?
Well, right now I just found all these tapes and I was like, maybe I just cut together, like Heidi was calling it, selling Spencer. It was because I really have just been trying to sell myself for all these years. Not my soul, though. That's the one thing I've stayed. That's why I'm not rich and famous, is because I didn't cross that tier of.
What would have crossing that tier looked like, though? Because I think to the world it looks like you sold it.
Oh no, there's a whole nother Satanism level that I didn't unlock.
Like, what would you do?
I mean, what do they do?
Right.
These people that they're not upfront with it, but we're talking a spiritual level, not like, oh, what you say on a show. Like, these people are going.
Okay, so it's interesting because I feel like what you were saying about being in high school, like you were always kind of this like polarizing figure. There are going to be people that like me, and then there are going to be people that don't like me, and that's okay. But when you were younger, did you ever get in trouble for your temper?
Well, in one soccer game, backstory. So in high school, we went to GNCs. You get protein powders, you get energy drinks. So at the time, there was this product called Rip Fuel. And I was like, that's every brand I want to be, ripped and fuel. So, and they had a strawberry flavor one. So I was hitting Rip Fuel before games. You just mix in your water. It's legal. It's like Gatorade for me or whatever. I'd never drink Gatorade though. It's not brought to you by Gatorade. I can't be promoting Gatorade. So yeah, I was all pumped up on Rip Fuel, and it was very competitive. And I was taking this very serious. And so this was the semifinals, and there was like a team little meeting the night before the game that this coach, who no longer the coach for a reason, shout out Fed, the new coach. So the seniors didn't go to this team meeting that was unnecessary the night before a game. Mm-hmm. So the next day, biggest game of the senior year, semifinals, he benches all 8 of the best players, the seniors, hands down the best players, including myself. We're now losing at half, like 2-0. I'm pacing the side of the thing. I'm like, this is like, we get it. Like, and he wanted to make a point, like, we don't need you. Like, he thought they were going to do fine with like whatever. So finally at halftime, we go back in. I go in, score 2 goals, tie it up, so pumped up, score a 3rd goal. Now we're winning. He goes sub. He tries to pull me out. I'm like, I don't know if I flicked him off or whatever. I'm like, I must have been mean, like, what's up? Like, the crowd, this was back when people cared, like living, this was our Friday Night Lights, right? It was probably on Friday too. And so, I went to the sideline and, maybe got in the coach's face. And my mom ran on the field. My mom, this was crazy what he did. So my mom backed me up, but I didn't hit anybody. It was just yelling. He's yelling back. So I get called in because they're maybe going to suspend me. And they're like, you were acting very pumped up. Like, were you on something? I'm like, yeah, Rip Fuel. And they're like, what's Rip Fuel? Can you bring this in to like the principal office? Tom Nolan, Bob Riddle just retired. Bye, Bob. So I bring in the Rip Fuel and they read the back of it, and it had ephedrine in it, which is now illegal. And they decided it was like speed. So I was just dosed up on, Rip Fuel. So that got me not suspended or expelled or whatever. But other than that, like, no, I was teacher. I have tight with all the teachers.
So you got to blame your behavior on Rip Fuel.
I mean, it was a stimulant.
Totally. Was anyone else taking it with you?
The whole team.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But I mean, I was more pumped up.
So who was your first famous friend?
Like that we kicked it with the first famous person we started kicking it with was Paris Hilton. Peaked, the most famous person on the planet. That was when I saw like firsthand real deal, new modern tabloid fame. Because I mean, I had grown up with, A-list celebrity parents, and I saw that's more low key, and this was peak, Paris coming in the game, tabloid cover, energy, paparazzi. And I will always say, I'm not close with her, I don't know her, but she was so consistently nice and she didn't even need to, like, I'm a like entourage hanger on her, like rando, and still got treated with,
That's dope.
So I'll always say, good for you.
That Paris Hilton era was the beginning of it all with paparazzi. Like, do you think that sparked something in you of like, damn?
No, I was telling people at age 16 bringing in Us Weekly covers, telling folks, get ready, I'm gonna be on the cover of Us Weekly. And people were like, what is this? My mom always had tablets, so I grew up with tablets around the house, but nobody appreciated them like I did. Okay, so I was pre-Paris, I was already coming hot. Like there was no doubt in my mind
you were going to be on those tabloids. Okay, but in your head, Spencer, what were you thinking you were going to be on the tabloids for?
I had no idea, but I was like, I'm going to be famous. These famous people have it so figured out. I mean, because when you grow up seeing how famous people live, like, you know, as just eyes on, like the reservation, that's world's over, by the way. Like people are like, oh, he's so thirsty, he still wants to be famous. Like fame isn't even cool anymore now. And I would love to have it, but it's still not, you know, 90s to early 2000s when these people lived. I mean, they were taking helicopters, landing on, just the rules have changed to the game. So what I grew up thinking fame is so different. Like I wouldn't grow up now and be like, oh, all due respect to TikTok, I love being viral on TikTok, but I don't think I'd be like, oh my God, I want to be a viral TikToker as like what I was chasing.
If you had grown up in Ohio, like, do you think because of where you grew up and what you were around is why you wanted to be famous? Because you got to
100%.
Yeah.
Like I think in Ohio, one of these other states, I would have ended up in like Delta Force and gone in the military or been a spy or something. Yeah, that was my brand. That's why I don't have tattoos, because that was always like, well, if I am going to be Jason Bourne, you can't have tattoos. So, you know, like I was like deep
logical.
But the problem was I lived in the Palisades. I was like, I'd get killed or like go to Nobu.
Right.
Like,
I want to go to Nobu, not have to go and like fight crime.
In a different state, that's the energy I have.
Okay, I was looking this up and nowhere is this story. When and how did you meet Brody Jenner?
Rewind to 8th grade. I won't say her last name. Maybe she's anonymous. Heather was the it girl on the 8th grade soccer team. And I was on the soccer bus because they had the guys and girls on the same soccer bus. Brody played no sports. So 8th grade, Heather was the hot superstar girl. And Brody was her boyfriend. And so I was like, this dude. And Brody at this time thought he was, you know, it was pre-Eminem, I think. But Brody was like a large Eminem. Like, no pun intended. You know, he was a bigger guy. He loved to melt cheese. I later found out he just melt a cube of cheese and just like eat it with a spoon. So he then got ripped and like changed. But this Brody was like a rapper, melted cheese. And I was like, how is this happening? So we had just beef in the sense I was like, how is this your girlfriend? Like we have soccer practice together. We have way more in common. So I don't know what I said, but we got in like the only little shoving match in middle school. So we had beef. Right? But then years later, this girl that I was seeing, Casey, I won't say her last name because I'm not trying to catch a case. She was dating me and somebody tells me that's Brody's girlfriend. I'm like, she's not Brody's girlfriend. Like, so I bring it up to her and I'm like, do you have a boyfriend? And she's like, well, I didn't think we were like exclusive care. I was like, oh no, I don't care. It's all good. But it's like, I reach out to Brody through mutual friends. I'm like, yo, you know, I know we're not cool or whatever, but we should meet at Don Antonio's and talk, you know, cause I guess I had heard he like loved this girl. And I was like, and so we meet up and I'm like, your girlfriend is not your girlfriend. He's like, and I'm like, I didn't know, like she told me, but when I found out, that's why I called you. And he's like, I'm going to come. I'm like, no. You know, this is pre all these teen movies. We should have made a team. And I was like, I think we play this out a little bit. So we started becoming best friends on like making plans with her. And then the other person would he'd cancel. And then she'd call me and I'd be like, yeah. And then she'd get those plans. And like, we did this for a while to the point where like, you know, maybe we crossed the line or whatever, you know, but it was like, you know, you want to play the game.
We'll play the game.
Yeah, let's play it. So we became best friends this was probably 18.
How did you get cast on The Hills?
So now we're going back to, I'm now in college. I don't know how I see something about the Osbournes making $25 million for and I had seen the show. I was like, oh, this is entertaining. They got dogs pooping. Ozzy yells like, da. And so I'm like, I'm going to make a reality show. So I call Brody and I'm like, we got to meet at PF Chang's when PF Chang's had just this is like P.F. Chang's was Mr. Chow's at this point. There wasn't Mr. Chow's. Like this was the hottest Chinese food spot you could go to. So we meet at P.F. Chang's. He brings Chucky, his like consigliere like advisor, Chucky DeCoo, and so I'm like, I want to make a reality show about you. And he's like, oh, I don't know about that. And Chucky's like, you should do it to Brennan. Brennan's like, oh, this is my advisor. And I'm like, and he's like, here's the deal. If you come to my house tomorrow at 8 a.m. with the camera, start filming, I'll do it. And he's calling my bluff because I'm a sleeper in at this time. Like I'm not trying to be up all the way in Malibu, like at Cross Creek. So I had a camera because I just tried to shoot a documentary in Brazil about like I tried to make my own Taken, like pre-Taken with like a kidnapping, and I shot this full film that I was like,
can you please release that?
It's pretty hardcore because it was like I use real people, and like people that see it are like, this is so inappropriate and intense. But like at that time, kidnapping was like the big thing, and I was already in Brazil, and I was like, I need to make so it's too real, like it's like so I'm like whoa, like it was like, oh, we're tourists, and then boom, like the vans come and duct tape, like it's crazy. You guys should like, but it like I could have, if I had like a good editor, I would have won a Sundance because it was like no act, like I went to the favelas, gave people cash, all real guns from like, got real cops to like, I mean, it was so crazy because I want to be a filmmaker, like I didn't, like that was clout, was like Michael Bay, like
totally,
so I was like, I'm
that
making,
was your moment.
So I edit this, I show Brody, he's like, bro, like, don't you dare show anybody this, like you will go to jail. But I mean, everyone's in on it,
right. Nothing bad is happening.
Yeah,
but it looks a little.
Yeah, and Brody's like, people are gonna be a little concerned this was your girlfriend at the time. Like, it's like she wanted to be an actress, like she was an actor. There's clearly evidence showing this was, everyone was fine, and like.
But it was a little too real.
It was as real as it gets. It was like so.
Okay, so
like
you
if
don't
I needed to kidnap someone in Brazil, like I have the full
how
kind of just. So I had the camera. The good camera, GL2 Canon. And so I show up 8 a.m. I have this one tape. Like I rewatched this the other day. I show up, camera on him, in his nose, just trolling him, like pushing it in. He's like, oh. So I tell my parents I'm withdrawing from USC and I'm taking a leave of absence. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm gonna make a reality show. They're like, oh my God. I'm like, don't worry, I can go back. I mean, at this point, they're like, I'm glad he's back from Brazil. So I started just filming everything in the house, but his stepdad is a superstar, mega success, and in real life, he's literally telling me, stop fucking filming me, get the fuck out of my house. And, at the time, Paris and Nicole were on Fox.
Yeah.
So I was saying, this is Fox, Dave. I didn't appreciate who he was. Brody said that he makes elevator music. Like that was
This is David Foster.
like, so that's my percent. And I'm like, oh.
Like you make elevator music?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, like that was the energy. Like Brody's like, says you make elevator music. So I had no like, oh, it's David Foster. I'm like in his face. He's swearing at us. He's like, get the fuck out of my house. And so my head was like, we have a bigger we have a bigger mansion. There's more dogs here. They had like 10 dogs shitting everywhere. And he was a superstar. And then we have Brody's mom, Linda Thompson, who at one time Elvis was trying to marry, dated Elvis for 5 years. Linda's incredible TV legend. So she's playing all into it and letting us like, let the boys do the boys, So, and I'm living the life too. I'm never stopping filming because they got the chef. I'm going in the fridge. I got a plate that says Dave. I'm eating his food all day from the chef. And we edit right there, just like, a few minutes. On Sunday night, I get a call from this guy and he's like, Spencer. I'm like, who's this? And he's like, it's Peter. I'm like, Peter who? And he's like, Peter Chernin. He's the chairman of News Corp that owns Fox. And he's like, you have a meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Gail Berman. I'm like, cool, who's Gail Berman? He's like, Spencer. She's the president of Fox Television. She knows the deal. Just go to the meeting. I'm like, okay. And he hangs up. I'm like, okay. So I called David Foster to like talk shit. I'm like, going to Fox, Fosmag, what's up? Talking all this smack. This is where he murked me out because he didn't have like, now he's like, oh, this is real. So he didn't have faith in me. Like, I don't think he knew what level I'd already got it done.
Yeah.
So he calls his boy, because David's Canadian. he calls his homie from Canada that like they had tried to do some projects together in the past. And he's like, you got to go to this meeting. So I pull up like out of a movie and I get to the Fox lot right there. Every time I drive by it now, I still am like, God, what a memory that you just can't even make up. And I pull up, I'm like, Spencer Pratt for Gail Berman. And they're like, oh, sorry, somebody already used your drive on. I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, you're going to have to park on the street. And like, I'm like, wait, what? So now I'm like parking down Pico, like running. And I'm in my like dumb purple shirt that, you know, that I thought was like a fancy shirt, you know, that I didn't have like, I didn't like have designer clothes or whatever. So I had like this stupid purple shirt on. Somehow later in that day, Peter Chernin sees me, he's there and he's like, don't you ever wear that dumbass shirt ever. I'm like, oh, okay. But so I go into the meeting and I get in the elevator and this guy in this full suit is smoking a cigar and we're going up in the elevator and he's a big old guy and he's like, you know, I'm like, who's this guy? And these other guys in suits. And so they're like walking with me and we're all walking. I'm like, no, they're all going in the same place as me. So Gail offers us in that meeting $3.7 million. I'm like, yeah, deal, fucking deal. And they're like, no, then we're going to go see some, we're going to ABC. Da, da. And I'm like, who the fuck are these? Like, no, deal. And so they jacked me and they like, if I hadn't called David, I would have had so much more creative control, but I was 20.
Right.
And so then I find out like, you know, I get a lawyer and they're like, yeah, they're saying you're not the executive producer. I'm like, that sounds like I am that. And they're like, yeah, they're saying you're not. So I call Peter. I'm like, they're saying I'm not. And he's like, makes a call. And then now I'm executive producer. I was the youngest executive producer of a network television show to this day in history. And they try to fight that. And so then they make the show. And at this point, on my first day of filming a Fox show, keep in mind, this is when Fox was peak Fox. We are getting launched with the reboot of Family Guy on Sunday nights before The Simpsons. Our sponsor is Coca-Cola, McDonald's, that we're like getting ads. And they're like, I am going to be a millionaire like in a month. I have my walkie-talkie that says executive producer. Day one, I'm behind camera. They're filming. And then everyone's like, Spencer, you need to go in and like do what you're doing. Cause in it, everyone's always talking shit to me.
Right. Like
in the sizzle and everything. Cause I'm like the like crutch, the bad, like the guy that lives in the guest house energy, the Kato Kalin vibe. Right? So I'm like, nah, I got my walkie talkie. Like, you'll get to keep your walkie talkie. I'm like, okay. So I didn't realize it was like the Matrix pill. Like that was when I sabotaged my entire life of being taken seriously. Crossing in front of that camera, I was like, oh yeah, I get my walkie-talkie still, I got my title, but I didn't get, that was the end of like anyone ever being like respecting you in this business.
But which is crazy to hear too for you, Spencer, because by you, they clearly were like, wait, we're filming this shit and we're not getting the same thing that Spencer came with his DVD, because it was you. Brody was so comfortable with you being like, Spencer, get the fuck out of my face. And like David Foster's like, Spencer, like everyone knew you. So they were giving you that content. They're not going to do it as easily in front of these like random like guys with cameras. So they needed you to get back in there. But that sucks that then your credit basically got taken as in terms of a producer.
So I looked still this whole time not getting that nobody else was going to think this. Looked at myself as an on-camera producer. I was just filming, doing the story bites, da-da-da-da. So that night, Linda has a talk with us, our first night of filming, and she's like, I caught David cheating on me in the studio. And I'm like, well, you know, like, what are we doing here?
Right.
And so like we pretty much just like beg her to like just pause this, you know, and she's like I now appreciate it more, but at the time I was so deep in like, this is our like who cares? Like, let's roll, like let's launch, like, and so she gangstered up and was like, I will do, and I didn't really understand what she meant. Like, I'll do the filming, but I didn't get, so then let's fast forward. The night the show premieres, she's like, I informed Fox that I'm filing for divorce tomorrow morning. And I'm like, what do you know? You know, nowadays that rating's up. People love that dark thing. This is a family friendly Sunday hour. I get my third call from the chairman of News Corp. He's like, Spencer, what the F? We bought a family friendly show for Sunday nights. I'm pulling the plug. After next week's episode, it's done. So we get the one, you know, rated well for the summer. We get one more. and I just lost, and I spent all my money, my first check on my BMW, that now I like didn't have money for gas, figuratively speaking, like, because I was like, game on, we were going to be so rich.
Damn, that's wild. That like day one of filming, she like
so that just
caught him cheating, and you're like, wait, no, we need one, this house to film in.
Everything.
This two, we need the family together, and then the rest of the season, they just like she tried to fake it for you.
Yeah,
guys.
she did, and
Damn.
she's a real good actor. And
Damn.
So I get that call. I'm like, oh my god, I have to go back to college. So now I'm back in college.
Brody Jenner had step siblings at the time. When do you remember meeting Kim Kardashian for the first time, and what was she like back then?
All right, so I just shout out Esquire magazine for profiling me, and I thought this was going to be like positive, but since I said I should be Kim Kardashian, people like got all weirded out about that, but I feel that, so I'm just going to defend myself. So now we're at the first night of the Princes of Malibu, our Fox show. I didn't even know he had stepsisters. I wasn't even aware. Maybe I met them that night. Like, totally irrelevant. A week later, this has been denied, but Brody's the witness, and I don't know if maybe he'll say it, but it's true. We get a call from Kris Jenner, who I don't know, and he puts her on speaker, and she's like, we should do what you're doing in Malibu with our family in the Valley with your dad, Brody. And he hangs up, and I'm like, the Valley? Because like when I grew up, like you did not, this isn't me saying this is what I grew up knowing. There was nobody filming anything in the Valley except pornos. Like that was what that's where they shot.
Totally. Yeah, people used to shit on the Valley. It was
now give me one of those $80 million Valley houses.
Totally.
I guess it's still, you need good AC. I don't, But so we laughed, haha, and I've thought about it a million times. Was that the call that like sabotaged my whole life that I didn't take? But then I really thought about it a million times. They went to Ryan Seacrest, who had a first look deal with E! They had to make a show per his contract, and they went to him, and he had the power of not only E! News, Kiss FM was popping. He just got American Idol. Like that's a solid. I don't think if Brody and I had gone with cameras, shot the Kardashians, it would have been what the Kardashians, like everything came perfect for what their magical portal happened. So I've thought about it a trillion times, but I met her for real in the club. I remember Area, she was wearing like a Hervé Ledger silver purplish dress, and Kim looked like a superstar and was famous. Like she deserves day one jump. She was famous at this point, energetically. She knew who she was going to be. So she had that aura, and like, I was joking with Kim, and we were all having fun. She was totally cool, but that I remember meeting him and like her at the club, and like, then she later filmed on the Hills and organized Heidi's Closet, and they didn't use the footage. And I once said this in an interview, and her publicist was like, this is absolute lie, da 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 da. And then MTV pulled out the clip. Think one time they ever backed me with receipts and like showed unedited Kim. Like every now and then somebody tags me in a tweet of her like tweeting at me like, you, me, Heidi, and Reggie need to go on a double date. And I'm like, how was I so popping in my head that I'm not like following through with this double date? I did follow through when Miley Cyrus tweeted us and we went and double dated with her and that. So I wasn't too insane. But if I had done everything different and if I was like super, like for how thirsty I am, like what I should have done is been friends with everybody. That's what Kim was so good at. And I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't want to go have fake lunches and fake drinks. And what if I had played the game like a pro? I would have gone to drinks all the time with people that hated me and I hated them back. And we'd just all be fake. But it's like, that's the problem with being a real person, which is good for reality TV, but like not for networking and building these, because people will message me like, oh, we should do this and you can reach out to like your celebrity friend. I'm like, my what friends? Like I got my friends from preschool and they don't even want me to name drop that I know them, so
no, I appreciate that, because I think that a lot of people don't know about the Princess of Malibu. Like if you're on TikTok, sorry, but people may not know about it. And I think that it was interesting when you look back at your history that you started this like basically little reality show following Brody around, and Kim is just like there in a scene, and you're like, whoa, like this was the beginning. And then I believe you that Chris called, because it's like you guys were doing it before the Kardashians started it.
No, and at the time, Bruce wasn't
Yes.
Caitlyn. So at the time, Bruce was filming for Princess. So they didn't use any of the footage, but like he would come film,
Right.
and he'd be on it. So he's going back home
Being like, we're
and
filming.
tell like, this is crazy, da 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 da.
Right.
And you know, at the same time, the Simple Life's popping. So Kim's knowing about reality TV through Paris,
Yeah.
and
that's when reality TV really started to pop off, was like slowly like The Simple Life, and then obviously though the biggest I think was when The Hills popped off, and that was when it was like, holy shit, this is reality TV.
And because that's how I got to The Hills.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a 2-part Call Her Daddy podcast.
Spencer's trying to milk this shit.
Come on.
Spencer.
We're gonna merch. Get your merch. CallHerDaddy.com. So wait.
Okay,
So yeah.
go back to college.
So go back to college, and then one day I'm back from class, whatever, and my mom's best friend Lucy, they're in there watching this show, and my mom's friend Lucy like, you should date this girl. She's so cute. I'm like, what is this? And they're watching it. And she's like, date this girl. She's so cute, and it's Heidi. And I'm like, what is this show? Like, how is this even a show? This is season 1. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And I'm like, this on TV? Like, yeah, it's so cute. And I see one of the names of the executive producers was a guy that Brody and I literally hired. Like, we had a meeting, we hired. So I have his cell phone number. I call him. I'm like, motherfucker, you have a new show and you didn't put Brody and I? And he's like, Spencer, no, it's a set cast of this girl from Laguna Beach. It's not like that. I'm like, oh no, it's like that. We'll see you in the club. Like, I don't think so. That's our show. You got like Hollywood. Like, and this when Brody was like running the clubs, and like, so all due respect, no girl from Laguna Beach is doing a Hollywood show. I'm like, they have a Hollywood show and you're
not including us, like. Yeah.
So we're out. This club was called Privilege. Justin Timberlake was just popping with Sexy Can I think. I remember it just like hitting so hard in the freaking club. And so this is when I was very into dancing. You know, this was, people danced back then. People weren't too cool to dance. We wanted to stand around. Like, it was like dancing time. So I was dancing, and then Kristen was at the bar with Heidi, and Heidi had just done season 1. I didn't know what even that meant. Hills was not popping. So Heidi and I clear the dance floor. We're having a great time dancing, hit it off. We all drive back to Brody's house in Malibu. So she ends up spending the night. She says it's love at first sight. I guess now in retrospect it was. But, I had, player, ego, clout, fame vibes. So I was like, and then she we're seeing each other, but she is seeing, she's not exclusive either to me. When I met Heidi, she was writing a book, had chapters, how to outplay the player. She had game galore. She was not this like innocent victim, like, oh my God, Spencer's talking to those playmates. Like, she was talking to old dude over here and old dude here. And like, she had two, like, she had an A-list athlete and an A-list actor she was dating when I was supposedly looking like the bad guy. So if they had showed real Heidi and not this like bootleg, just making girls look like this, like that was where you got to see like an awesome girl that I would fall in love with, who like show a girl with game that
totally
like
you were attracted
this is why I liked her. She was no victim. I wasn't playing her. It was like battle. We were at like a master chess dating. And so
Can you tell us who she was dating?
She was dating Chase Crawford, who was like the like hot guy, peak,
Gossip Girl.
Like couldn't be
hot
cooler.
Guy.
So she wasn't like, oh, poor Spencer. Like, there was not that energy.
I love hearing you say that though, because I always felt that vibe from Heidi, but they always cast her as this like damsel in distress, like Jordan's being mean to me, and then she meets you and it's like Spencer's being mean to me. I'm like, that's not the vibe I get from Heidi.
So the problem with Heidi and I, we loved making TV shows and doing what the producer's saying. Here's the problem with The Hills. All male producers, East Coast, waspy freaking dudes, that they're now in charge of representing young women in Hollywood, and they're putting their toxic male weird narrative spins that they that's not facts and it's not real life, because I don't even think any of these guys date, you know, like they don't know, maybe they saw it in a movie or something.
Like they can't fathom a woman like spitting game on a guy and like change your number, like fuck you.
Yeah, way better show too. It's like Real Heidi was, I always say this, people to this day like, oh, how are you still? It's like, because you don't know Real Heidi. Like, you guys are all, like, it's like.
Keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, like, they're not showing me begging her to be boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, like, she's like, I don't want that title. Like, you know, like.
She was like, more, So, she had
like,
game.
She was a gangster, like, you know.
So now knowing, that's actually a really great story that it goes all the way back to your mom looking at the TV and being like, oh, you should date this girl. And then you guys actually meet and you immediately have a vibe. What was your first impression of Lauren Conrad when you met her?
Daddy gang, let's talk about dating. Okay, I know I am married, but don't get it twisted. So many of my friends are still single and they come to me and they're like, Alex, what should I be doing? And I'm like, get on Tinder. I know that you guys can vet people before you go on dates with them. Then all of a sudden you're not wasting a Friday night. You're having the best time on a Friday night with this date. Tinder cares about every step of your dating journey, and it has plenty of unique safety features like Are You Sure, which vibe checks any messages that seem a bit risky and helps keep message threads a safer place to start a conversation. Share My Date lets your friends know about your plans, and Noonlight discreetly connects you with help if you need it. I want all of you going on dates, Daddy Gang, and having so much fun, and Tinder has your back. You are actually going to be able to be present and focus on your date because of all these safety features put in place. So explore all the possibilities for yourself. It starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today.
What was your first impression of Lauren Conrad when you met her?
All right, so let's do a disclaimer here for, you know, LC stans, because they're always like, oh my God, he still has to talk about LC. It's like, no. I was connected to a television franchise, and this is a co-star that is part of my fame, people. I would love to have never talked to her for about the rest of my life, but I am a great guest, and I am honest and truthful, so there you go. So that's for the comment section. So I mean, nice girl. Like it was all good to the point where I talked Brody into breaking up with Nicole Richie to fake double date with LC. So like, that's the level of how I felt about it. Like, let me help make your life better by bringing the best looking guy in Hollywood right now, who all the girls want to date. I'll get him to break up with his celebrity, you know, superstar girlfriend. I will get him to come onto your show, pretend to be your, you know, interest to just, everyone wins, you know. So like, I'm a teammate. I come from being on a team sport. I didn't play tennis. I didn't play golf. Like, the team wins. That's how I've always thought. So I was like, let's all win. We'll double date. And I was already in the, you know, game from like working with the paparazzi for Princess of Malibu and setting up our shoots. And so like, I was like, you know, our first double date, I had us coming out of the Grove, you know. All due respect to Elsie, she'd never been in a tabloid until I unlocked that for her and gave her the, you know, as a teammate, not, you know, I don't want credit. I wanted us all to win. So I had our paparazzi. This is pre the entire world now does this. This was vintage genius, where you work with them instead of like hiding from them. Cause this is when tabloids sold like albums, like you could Drake, you know, 1 week, 3 million sales on Us Week. Like, this was superpowers that I knew, understood. And I just watched the season 2 episode. LC knew, because if you look at her on the couch, she has every tabloid in her lap. That's what she's reading. So don't be mad at me, girl. So we come out of our double date and I'm like, make sure you guys look to the left. You know, this is off camera. Just, I'm really trying to like get us all to hang out and friends, because now Heidi and I are seeing each other, not boyfriend, girlfriend. And she's like, what is, and I'm like, it's our camera. And she's like, you called the paparazzi? I'm like, yeah, to get you in a mag. So that was, I was like, oh, you're not all there. You know, like, don't have a full deck running here as you're trying to be on your second television show. Like, it's not like, I'm all for people who don't want to be famous, but like, you're on a second show. Like, you spun off. Like, I get like it fell into your lap in high school and it came to you and you auditioned, but now you've spun off. You are choosing the path of fame. So now I'm like, so she from the jump kind of was weirded out, like, oh, Spencer's like, that's why she'll say things like, I don't trust him. It's like, you didn't understand. Like, I was ahead of this game. Like, I already saw how this worked on a way bigger scale, because I'm not from Laguna Beach, you know, like I'm from here, and watching Paris, watching how Nicole's an actual, you know, we ended up having a falling out or whatever. I was misquoted, I think. But she's a genius. So like she's a famed genius. So I studied under, you know, like I'll call her a mentor in the fame game. So she just,
Nicole Richie?
she knows the game. That's why Paris called her smartest friend to be her teammate. She didn't call Kim, you know, like, hey, you want to, you know. But so back to like, you know, everything. We were best friends. She's like, you want to meet my dad? Da, da. But eventually the Brody couldn't play pretend anymore. Yeah. I wasn't saying fake date LC. That wasn't the initiative. Like I was like, this would be great. Like Heidi's cool. They're roommates. Like I was hoping it worked out. It didn't work out from night one, you know, like, so once she was on to that, she wanted her amazing wingman, which I under wingwoman totally get, Heidi, to not be with me. So her selfish motivations, she can put it on all these reasons of like, oh, I don't trust him, or she knew Heidi, like she knew Heidi's game. She knew about this, and we know her. These girls were not victims, okay? They had their own television show. They were right in the heart of Hollywood. They're going out every night, getting tables. These aren't these like pilgrims that like were like, oh, these poor little innocent, you know.
They knew what they're doing.
Yeah, these girls are savvy. And I didn't get raised on being on television when I was 16, 17. Like, you're a veteran at this point. Like, yeah, I understood the backside of like tabloids and media, but when it came to making a TV show and like murking out people and like, you know, what comments say this, like this is a black belt level.
Yeah. With regard to your relationship with Heidi, how did you guys separate reality from reality TV to keep your relationship healthy?
Thank God the show was so fake that it was, you know, every time, and now and then Heidi would get a little too drunk. Like one time in Aerie, like she knew, I told her like, we're going to call these playmates. I'm going to bring these girls. And she knew, and she's like, I'll meet you there. And then drunk Heidi's like, asshole. And like, you know, like, and she really got all up in her feelings, you know, as, you know, cause she's like, I don't even want that, you know, but that's the problem when you even play reality. Like there's times where, you know, it affects you in real life. So thankfully it was so fake that all the fighting and everything was so like planned and rehearsed and scripted that it didn't. And then the other thing is we lived in my parents' house in the Palisades, like in my high school room. Like, so we leave Hollywood and just go have our simple, you know, life. And, you know, we weren't up in the scene like it looks. So like we never lived in that apartment that we filmed in or that house we filmed in. So I imagine it would have been harder if we were immersed in that world and these were our real friends and our real relationship. But
you guys really took a turn to be like the most hated couple in the world, and Heidi got all the surgery. Did you ever try to convince Heidi not to get surgery?
No. One thing I never try to do with Heidi, and what people don't understand, is like, Heidi's the boss. Like, I work for Heidi to this day. Like, that's this whole like, you know, like, that's the people who really know the inner workings of our relationship. Like, excuse me, my French. Like, I'm the pussy whip. Like, you know, like, it's not like, oh, Heidi, I think you should do this. Like, Heidi came from a little town in Crested Butte with dreams of being a star. Like, like, so no, I never told Heidi what to do, because I was just filming her. She'd like, put the camera on me, cameraman. Like, you know, if you watch the footage, like, I'm just her cameraman. I said to her yesterday, I'm like, I'm literally your cameraman. So also, let's rewind to surgery, because it's in tears. First time she even got the idea of getting surgery was Us Weekly approached her and was like, hey, we have this top plastic surgeon. It wasn't even in her head, you know, that wants to do, you know, we'll give you a nose job and implants. And Heidi's like, and they're like, this would cost $50,000, whatever. And Heidi's a hustler, and she's like, $50,000 for free. And this Us Weekly's coming to me. I'm not going to say his name. Ken came to her. And so, you know, you know, and she had grown up getting made fun of about her nose her whole life. This was early day comment section. Every single comment, I'm always like, don't read that. It's just saying she has a Jay Leno chin. And so she's now in her head of all these things that's early, comment section. So then she has this meeting with this top, rest in peace, Dr. Frank Ryan, he's dead. But she has a meeting with him, and he's showing her all the A-list superstars, all the things he's done, but signed, top secret. They're not telling anyone. It's just she's realizing this is the game. So she does the nose job, boobs. It's not the end of the world. People don't, she didn't have to tell the truth also. This time, I'm not going to say other big pop people were literally without a doubt got nose jobs. Got it. That was standard operating procedure. But Heidi was just honest. I'm going to tell people this is what I did, which, I'm like, I don't care, whatever. Keep in mind, I've already dated Heidi for so long, in love, already felt like this isn't this is what you need to do now for us to be we're already battling the world. This isn't going to change our relationships. I'm like, win-win. I don't care either way, whatever. Do what you want to do to your body. I'm scared and I can't even get shot. So this is way past my world of knives and, so all good. The follow-up, the one that people all freaked out on, I'll never forget. I even have it on video. As she's going in, because when she was doing her Miss Universe, she got elbowed by one of the backup dancers, and they hit her nose, and so she it's dead in. They're gonna pop it out, whatever. So she goes to have that done. That morning, he's like, while you're under, we could just and I hear the word minor so many times. It's it's so early in the morning when you drop these people off for surgery. It's I'm not even thinking. I hear minor. She already got lip injections. That seemed minor. Minor. And you hear the word injectable and this. Everything's minor. And he just had this blue pen, and he's just I'm like, there's a lot of blue. Neither of us are thinking oh my God. He's like, this is minor is the word we heard a million times. Cut to the most traumatic. So no, it was not a positive time.
That's also just so crazy to hear you talk about it too, because of how manipulative and really scary. When you're young, you don't understand, and these doctors should do a better job of explaining the fact that they said minor to you and you're it was in the morning. Also the fact that you're it was the day of, and they're we can just do this. We'll scoop out your back, we'll pin back your ears,
and he's saying the price of each thing. And back to Heidi, who's a banker, he's this is $25,000. I mean, it was $250,000 when he's and all across all this was out of a movie where you're shopping for clothes and they add it all up, and he's boom, void, $0. So it's in her head, in this business,
it's a business.
Oh my God,
it's a bargain.
He's giving me $250,000 to make, and this is what all, I'm not gonna name stars, but this is what all they do, but they spread it out. Everything she did is standard A-list.
Totally.
I'm not naming the women, but
it's obvious.
This is standard A-list women, but once a year. You don't knock it all out. You don't drop it off at the body shop.
What do you miss about being one of the most famous couples in the world at the time?
Oh, just the money. I would, if you asked me to never be famous or just be rich, I thought being famous was the easy way to get rich. If I put the amount of energy as I put into being famous as just doing a normal rich person job, a banker, I would be rich. So how getting just paid by Coca-Cola to hold a Coca-Cola, here's $10,000, what?
Yeah.
So that level of and then people are why do you want to be famous? Because it's so hard, but it's so easy when you're when you're getting the checks. At one time we were making $1 million a year selling our paparazzi photos, going and looking cheesy, dressing up in dumb little Easter bunny, so that part is hands down.
Money. That makes sense.
So
people hated you more than people who murdered people. You were more hated than O.J. Simpson at one point.
And Casey Anthony.
Yep. How did that make you feel at the time?
Well, at the time it was a victory because David Foster had put me into the game he knew Simon Cowell. I didn't watch American Idol, and he was Spence, once the Fox started going, he's you need to be the young Simon Cowell. I was who? And he's the hated guy, the villain, I was gotcha. Sounds easy, coach. Put me in. So there was no social media. I was so naive to think, and I thought everybody knew Hollywood was just lights, camera, action, fake as could be. I didn't understand middle America. This was Bible, like this was, the Holy Spirit over here. And I'm over here just trying to get ratings bonuses. Like if we ever got to 5 million, I got $1 million check just that day. So no matter what I'm reading, I'm over here like chasing $1 million one. Like, and we're like at 4.2, 4, but I'm like, oh, what could I do to get to that $1 million to do what I'm already doing that night? So my mindset at that point, at one time I had like hatespencerpratt.com where like you could go and like comment, like I thought it was so fun and like ridiculous until, I started driving around and like everyone was just flicking me off out windows. I was like, oh my God, like who's watching this show? Like chill. Like I thought this was like a fun like party show. Like why you guys, isn't the news on? Like aren't we in Iraq? Like isn't there a war? Like I just never understood because I came from like play pretend with the princes and everything. And I just thought, so no.
You understood what you were doing, and then when people didn't and they thought it was real, you were like, "Wait, guys."
Yeah, and
Simon Cowell.
Yeah, like no, and like Brody will say to anybody else, like Spencer planned every single, like he's a witness to like the like the blueprint, like. I executed it too well, and here's how they got me. And this is how the predatory producer, and me being naive, and Heidi just hit me with this. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so triggered by that quote. They were always saying, we're going to, this is your redemption arc. We're going to redeem. So I'm always chasing like, you do this and then we're going to, so I'm like, I like this. But it's like, I should have been like, watch Batman. I'm like, there's no way the Joker is getting redeemed like part 3, like I just like, oh yeah, that sounds great. You're going to redeem me. Yeah. What, season 4? Like, woo. So like, I fell for that just con, which, that's the problem when you're 23 and you do think you're smarter than everybody, which I obviously was not, that I just got, I thought I was in with everybody and I'm working with this producer that I already made this show with, but it's like, oh no, they were sailing me off the waterfall like Niagara. And, I didn't care because they're also blood money paying, we're the highest paid people on television at this time. So I'm going, I had $1 million suit collection. I didn't even wear suits. And then I gave them all to my friend who was a real estate agent. Shout out Mikey P. And, so like, cause I was like, what do you do with all this money? You buy suits. Like, that's what rich people do. No, buy gold. That's what I would say. That's the one thing I did that was smart at one time. I bought like all this gold. So I carried a backpack around with like $500,000 in gold coins, just like, cause you can't spend gold. Like it takes.
It would keep you in line. What about a business manager?
We had a problem with business managers. Let me tell you,
they take your money.
Not only do they take 5% of all the money you spend because they have to like do the math for it. So be careful with a business manager because they love you spending money. That's their favorite.
Gold was your friend. You're like, I can't spend this.
Yeah, I should have bought more of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Spencer, you created the concept. I am now convinced. I look back and I'm like, there was Simple Life. There was like Newlyweds with Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey, like early days. But you created the reality show villain.
Oh, I'll take that 1,000%.
Right?
Like give me my one credit. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to add that to my Wikipedia.
The originator of the reality star villain.
And it was fun until you realize like there's no getting out. So as I look back, they were Frankenbiting is which I learned later is where they're just taking audio and putting it there and putting you at an event you're not at, saying you did this. Like I was just watching this episode where Lauren comes in like that Heidi stood her up and there's a note from Heidi. Anyone that knows Heidi, her handwriting looks like Egyptian hieroglyphs. Like she doesn't know what she's writing. I don't know if she can even write. Like, and so this cute little note, like, sorry, Lauren LC, like, I can't hang out, like, went to the movies to censor, love you, like, perfect calligraphy. Like, Heidi never wrote that note. They never told her she was standing up LC. It's like these simple things to, like, murk you out. And Lauren's playing her along. She knows Heidi didn't write that note and coming in like, Heidi, knowing like you were just in your apartment. They just mic'd you up, like good for you, like freaking Blake Lively over there.
So, let me explain to you what I'm thinking. I've sat down with reality people now and sitting down with you, who was like the originator of the villain. I want to expose how easily the edit process is that reality TV uses to make something look like a conversation happened and it really was a complete different conversation that happened. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So who is someone that you really dislike? Like someone that pisses you off and can get you like riled up?
You can be Adam DeVillo.
Okay. I'm Adam DeVillo. Okay. And I'm going to, we're in a fight. We are in a fight right now. I'm Adam, you're Spencer. And I'm talking so much shit to you. This is what's going to happen. The point is I'm going to, it's like I'm a producer being like, you're pissed at Adam. What would you say to Adam? And it's like, fuck you. And then you walk out of the interview. What I'm going to do is at the beginning of this episode, it's going to be a cold open. And I'm going to dub in a different question of me being like, Spencer, you're irrelevant. How do you feel? And you're going to be looking at me when really everyone right now will see what that original thing was. I'm talking about Adam DeVillo, but we're going to cut it and make it look like you were shitting on me and you walk out of the Color Daddy interview.
Oh my God.
You ready?
It's so scary. Well, give me a few minutes.
Okay, to tell you how I'm envisioning it.
I see the vision, but I'm just like trying to think about what I would actually say that could come off believable.
Like, fuck you.
You're a fucking predatory person. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh my God. That's better than anything we had. That's way stronger than a fuck you. Do you have a notes app of what you want to say to Adam DeVillo?
Yeah, I do. Fucking piece of shit. You need to drink some of your flat champagne.
We're gonna need to get. We can do it twice. Like right. We just want to get the best. And again, what is happening right here is gonna go in the episode. Just so you know, you're not getting fucked over. Like we're gonna show this process.
You know, as long as this goes on Spotify.
Yeah.
I don't care what you show.
Power of edit, baby.
Oh.
I liked that first line you said.
Yes, but it's not dramatic enough.
Right.
Because, I mean, you are a predatory person.
I can't even take it seriously. Okay, here we go. I think it would be dramatic if you get up and walk out.
I'm gonna, definitely.
Okay,
I'm just,
okay, you're practicing. You're practicing.
Oh, yeah? Fuck you. Fuck this interview. Stupid podcast. Fuck this shit's over in a year.
What the fuck? That was good.
Spencer! The low key.
Spencer! Dude, that was good. That was good.
It has to be more low key.
I agree. No, I think that was pretty good because you said fuck you, fuck this. I'm going to do one more and I'm going to keep all this in of like, guys, I'm like poking him. I'm Adam DeVillo. I'm like, you are.
So that's the thing. You wouldn't even, that's what's so crazy about reality TV. Adam DeVillo wouldn't be here. They send these, they call, for the Hills, she was called the Collector. That's how shady this shit is, to collect the fucking.
And she would just get shit out of you?
No, she would come and like, she fake jerked off and busted a nut on my face. And it worked, and I like went nuts.
Okay, so let's like channel that annoyance.
Let me call Heidi. Who do I dislike? Hey. Hi, honey. Who do I really dislike that I could channel just like lots of anger for a fake scene here? I feel like I don't talk to enough people to hate anybody anymore. Oh, thank you, honey. I knew you would know.
Love you, honey. Bye.
Love you. Love you. I'm so excited to be included. You're welcome. Here, I'll put you on the mic. There you go. You're good. Love you.
I'm good. Shout out.
Prattdaddy.com. Love you.
Love you guys.
Stream superficial.
Okay,
so yeah.
Your car.
Oh, lots of people did, but one I have to see.
Pretend I'm him. You're a fucking loser.
Yeah. This is the biggest fucking waste of time. I can't even believe Spotify gave you a fucking show. I bet this doesn't even last another fucking year. Why don't you just delete this whole fucking episode? Good luck with your little imaginary boyfriend you never show on fucking IG story. Fuck you, Alex fucking Cooper. Fucking fuck.
Spencer! that was good.
What I've learned is like, the more exaggerated, the faker it looks
fake.
now, because now everyone is so exaggerated on all these shows. So you got to like.
Well, in post edit, and that's the beauty. Again, I'll share with everyone watching is like, we'll look back and see which one looks more real. Maybe the first one looks more real because it was less try hard.
I may even, the Holy Spirit, I may give you a third just out of nowhere. So, third, you have to do these 12 times. That's like that video I sent you.
Yeah.
And I rewatched it, like this supposedly where I'm bullying Heidi into like moving in with me to like, I would never move into Curson Avenue. Like, I'm not bullying anyone to like live across from fucking Boa or Boca. I don't even, like a liquor store. Like, so no, I was not, but this big scene, this was when it was a wrap for me, was when she's like, I don't think I want to move in with you, like doing her Meryl Streep level. And I'm like, then my answer is get out of my car. We did that at least 12 times. They're like, floor the car more. And they're shooting the exhaust pipes. She gets in the car right after. We go to Don Antonio's. Like, that's just a night, but like, boom. And here's how I'm even crazier. The song that they like put to it, like Apologize. Yeah. I gave them the One Republic song. I was like, this would be so good. Because Heidi was like in talks to do a song with Ryan Tedder, and he like played me that. I'm like, I'll get this on the Hills. So then I even gave them the Murder song.
As we're kind of...
We're not wrapping up.
No, we're not.
Oh
we're
my
not.
God.
No, we're not. You're like, I'm not leaving. Thank you for playing along. That was a great promo. Is there a specific manufactured storyline you regret saying yes to?
Yeah, the sex tape. I didn't think people... like big deal. I thought it was like clout too. Like Kim just made so much off of hers. It wasn't a negative. There was no tape even ended up coming out. So like I thought that's why I played along. Called a fake producer. That wasn't on a phone with LC. It was me pretending to apologize for something I didn't do to a producer. Like I'll.
To your knowledge, did Adam DeVillo ever abuse his power when producing the show, and in what ways?
Here's what's so funny. Like, I was ready to go all in on Adam DeVillo, but I'm a mercenary. If they called me right now to be on Selling Sunset and I hate him more than anyone on earth, I'd be like, what's my fee? So you can't even ask somebody who's like a mercenary about people, because like I should have known his last name is Devil with an O. Like, that's not a coincidence. And here's the other thing that I now have the benefit of perspective with. Yeah. Like, we've now been on 2 seasons of Celebrity Big Brother where you're locked up, 50 plus days as a producer. Mm-hmm. We did I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Marriage Boot Camp, Wife Swap, Famous Food. Like, the list of shows of dealing with producers, not to mention all these pilots you shoot, and like, there's nobody like that guy. So here's the problem with people like Adam and how they'll always win. Mm-hmm. They're male. And he brings in his enablers, and they're all like guarded. I'm not saying this is like, they will always win because there's then me, the mercenary, because I know this is a demonic demon. And I was like, put me on Netflix. So all these people around Christine, they're not going to back her because they don't want to rock the ship. They don't want to, they don't want Selling Sunset to end. So that's how Me Too and these people are enabled, because the people around them are like, ain't happening to me like you, because I'm one of his, like, I'm sure the way he treated Whitney and LC, and I'm sure, God knows how they probably love him, because when things did come out and Heidi's story, whatever, guess who's the first one to be like, he's the best guy ever? Maybe to you, but that's not the truth. Like, that's your like, you can't defend, so
totally. And I think it's fucked up because, like you're saying, these men in these position of power insulate themselves with all these other men that are going to make him like almost impenetrable to any type of getting in trouble. And however, what you're saying also is, because you're the mercenary, it's fucked up. Like, we saw Christine Quinn was one of the first people, which she's fortunate. She's got a lot of fucking money. She's got her own money, and she's got her husband that has a fuck ton of money. And so when you're in a position where you need this person that's in a position of power and fucked up, but you need to make a living, you need money, you're kind of at the hands of their power. And so I hear what you're saying. You're like, I would take the Netflix show because that's what your career is, but you're not saying he's a good guy. I want to, because I've never talked about this to my listeners. So when Heidi was on Call Her Daddy last year, she brought up an incident where the producer from The Hills was physical with her. After filming that episode, the MTV rep that repped Heidi called my team and said, you need to take that out of the episode or you can't air it. I don't even know if Heidi knows this.
She definitely doesn't know that.
Okay.
Shout out Joya and Jay and who else? I love you
Right,
guys.
I don't even know. So we get this
that's
call.
what's so shady because it's like they protect the net. Like I love MTV,
Right.
but it's like that's Adam. She didn't say MTV. You can't like that's the.
So my team gets this call, and Daddy Gang listening, like you can go back and that interview. They said you have to take that part out or you can't air the episode. I thought it was coming from Heidi, and I'm like, who am I to put someone's like abuse story out there if they don't want it out? So I took it out of the episode. Fast forward, few weeks ago, Christine Quinn sits down with me and she talks about how Adam DeVillo is the new producer, who is the original producer of The Hills. And she mentions Heidi's name in the interview, saying we both had really bad experiences with these producers. Immediately, I message Heidi. I go right to Heidi because I'm like, I don't want to put your name in the episode if you're not comfortable with it. I know Christine doesn't want to speak for you. I want to make sure you're good with it. And Heidi was like, absolutely put it in there. It's the truth. To which I then realized, oh my God, last year I fully got played. I was like, last year, that was not Heidi not wanting to put that in. But now that you're done with The Hills, can you explain what the fuck happened with that whole situation?
Again, I wasn't there. I was never allowed to be. That's why these predator type people like that, people that want the smoke, they won't have like. I never interacted with Adam ever once he knew my level, like you don't play, like I don't play. So I never got to interact with Adam because it would have been on.
Damn.
So I was banned from the photo shoot that this happened. So what I did was send, shout out Kevin Carlson, her bodyguard, to go in my place. Cause I'm like, I'm not allowed to go to her photo shoot. So
yeah, that's weird.
Again, you would need Heidi here, but from what I recall is she had one of those loose fitting, I guess there was also a comment about her new boobs, because she just nobody had seen it, whatever. And she had one of those backs that like are open back where it's like pretty much like in the right angle, it's like butt cheek, like of a dress. And I guess he like put his hand like ass cheek grab and the security to the point where he like chopped his hand off and was like checked him, shout out Kevin, gangster. But he was there, this happened, so we had a witness, he was.
It makes me really sad for Heidi that it took years, like everyone is believing Christine Quinn right now.
Oh, but literally when this came out, I didn't watch Selling Sunset because I hate this person so much. I don't care how good the show is, Adam, right? But when I saw this, I was like, this is an angel from heaven just came out, and then she's in this outfit. I'm like, she is this is the Matrix. This is literally Trinity coming to and it took, 12 years? Like, you can go back on Google, and she was like, this is not appropriate. Like, you can't, like, she felt to the point where she called me, and I was like, what the, so I called, and I left some psycho message, I hope he still has it.
I hope he
but here's how weird life is. And so when I went back to college to finally graduate in 2013, I'm in a Staples on Olympic, and I go, because I drink lots of water and fluids, I go pee in the Staples, and I'm not I like to go in the stalls to pee. I feel more protected, So I open the stall door. Guess whose face I look at?
Adam
DeVillo. I haven't seen this person since 2000. Maybe the first night of Hills filming. I've never even seen him since then open, and he looks like I'm there to murder him, because this is like some random Staples in the men's room, in the stall. He's coming out and he's like, and it took me, I didn't like process like why is this fool freaking
so out
out?
Of context.
Yeah, what's happening? I just want to pee. Like, you're blocking the urinal here, like toilet, get out of the way. And he's like, Spencer, what are you doing here? I'm like, Adam, like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to, why are you in Staples? I'm like, buying books for college. Why are you here? And he's like, because I work down the street and this is the better bathroom. I'm like, huh? So, to this day, I think he doesn't believe I was buying Staples, and it was like, I can touch you if I want. I can get you anywhere type. Like just know anytime you're going to the bathroom, I could open the stall door and be there. Like, that's how I think God wanted me to have that last, like,
Right.
don't
I'm
ever
coming
feel too cozy on that toilet because that door could open and it could be me. So,
Spencer Pratt.
you know, like, it was a weird moment. But it's like, I didn't have, it had been 3 years. I was back in college. I'm now back in the game trying to be famous again. So like I'm mad again, but then I didn't like really care, but he couldn't accept it. Like, and I was so chill and I was like, oh, what are you up to? Like, and he was like, what are you? And then Heidi comes like, why are you here? And she's like, I'm like, it was just such a good.
He did not believe it could have been a coincidence.
Yeah, no way.
He's like, you are here to kill me.
Yeah,
or stalking me.
1,000,000,000%. Here's the weirdest part. So years before this, just to show you how demonic this project with the Hills was.
Yeah.
We go out for a pitch with one of these evil producers because, again, we're mercenaries. And he's like, hey, I want to pitch you to Lifetime. We're like, okay, like his right-hand guy. So we go this pitch and we're sitting there and he's like, it's amazing. We can all, telling this Lifetime executive that we can all sit here. I mean, at one time we were trying to steal Heidi's soul. And like Heidi just starts hysterically crying in real life because she's like so triggered by like knowing that like she felt that. And it's like, the pitch went so sideways, like stealing her soul. Like, what?
Wait, Adam DeVillo said that?
his right hand.
Oh, his right-hand man.
His
literally
teammate.
said at one point we were trying to steal Heidi's soul. Now look where we
Yeah,
are.
like, and we can all be together and like pitch. This
and
is so
Heidi's
funny.
like, that's why I felt that
Yeah,
way
like,
for so many
oh.
years, you fucking psychos. Okay. What is the wildest thing you've done to make a headline? Tell us.
Oh, I mean, any headline you ever saw, I was behind. And so it's like, I actually, thanks to my mom, she's like, I have the biggest thing you've ever seen in your life of every cover, tabloid, everything I've ever been in. And the other day I pulled it out just to like, because I was going to do TikToks on them. I was like, everyone was the most crazy stories. I'm like, made that up. One time we made our entire house look like we were squatters. Not squatters, like what are those people that like fill up a house with stuff?
Oh, hoarders.
Hoarders. We filled it up with hoarders and like, you know, like just made it like piled up and like got a In Touch magazine cover, like Heidi and Spencer are in squalor. In Touch cover. I think we got 25K. Shout out Dan Wakeford.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like, so I mean, like that's like a petty one, but like everything you could ever think of. We once did a deal for like $500,000 just for 4 covers of Us Weekly. We didn't know what the covers were. It's like, let's make stuff up, you know? So I'd have to
so
go
good.
through, but like the
That's
weirdest
good.
thing that I didn't have to do with that I saw a headline recently that Heidi called me, the article said that Heidi called me like chicken legs or something, and Spencer was going to get calf implants. So I was like, calf implants? Like, even if I do have, like, I don't have a big calf, but like, I hate needles, but like that's the level. Calf, and I was like, so I have so many of them.
That is
behind them all.
You know, that's really cool that you have those like mementos.
Oh, I want to frame them all. And Heidi's like, they're not going on the wall. I'm like, this is art, honey. This is art.
We'll put them next to our portraits in our
like,
homes of
yeah.
ourselves.
We do have every cover framed.
I
but
think you guys should
want,
do that.
Like, I want spreads framed. Like 6 pages is every one. That's a lot of BS that we had to make up.
I love that.
So I should be in
calf
creative
implant.
writing because
Yeah.
these like you be on and you just be, you know, I
Yeah, I don't
should
think
be
people
on
give
this.
you enough credit.
I always complain about that. That's one of my. I'm chasing credit. You know?
I'm gonna give it to you right now. Like, you went to USC. The whole backstory, I'm happy you told us of the Princess of Malibu. Like, knowing you went to Brazil, you were shooting.
I will let you watch that.
I want to watch.
You can watch. I will let you.
and then I'll tell you what I think.
No, I know you're gonna be like, you could win an Oscar. It's insane. Like, it's the work of art. Like,
Okay, Spencer, what are you insecure about?
not getting credit. You know, for my level of like energy I put into success, you know, I don't get treated with any credibility. You know, so that's an insecurity in the sense that like I've worked since 2004 nonstop on reality TV fame, and you know, and people are just like, oh, I hate a guy from the hills. It's like, that took work, fool. Like,
Like,
so,
I was working.
Yeah, like, that's a job. So, you know, that's definitely an insecurity. And, you know, thankfully being a dad created my new focus on just being like the best dad. So it's like, it's less selfish. So no matter what, like I've now transitioned, like I'm kind of like a rap, you know, like whatever happens with my career and like titles, like now I've already moved on to like, let me build the best superstar child and great human. So like that has been a great energy shift. What I wish, it's a hard balance because I learned so many lessons, but like, should I have had a kid sooner, or did I need to go through everything to be ready to be a parent? So, but insecurities.
I know. Yeah. I think that's a great answer. Do you think being a dad has changed you a lot?
It made me now thirsty again because I'm like, you know, like let's get success. And I've like, people are like, why are you still trying to be famous? Like that is where I'm at. Like I'm not going to go be a banker now. Yeah. I can't go be Camilla and be a lawyer. Like even though Kim's being a lawyer, like I don't have that time for the baby bar. So like I am going to be a television star again. Gonna get a show. I'm gonna produce. Like that's why I'm now back in the game. Like
I think producing for you.
Oh no, it's going down. Like it's the slate is strong. So that's the only reason why. Like why do you want this again? It's like because now it's time. Like I was living in Santa Barbara at my parents' beach house. I was done. But now it's because I could live like that with just Heidi and eat tacos and be chill. But I want to give my son and future family members, you know, because he doesn't want to stop at one. So it's like I want to build, you know, solid, you know, because I grew up with an amazing life. Yeah. It's too late to be a dentist.
Spencer Pratt.
I just want to look to the camera and thank the Daddy Gang. Oh my God. For all the Daddy Gang, promo code DADDY, and you get 20% off Pratt Daddy Crystals. You know, I usually go to 15, but since it's Daddy Gang and I'm Pratt Daddy, that is funny. I was Pratt Daddy before you were, you know, you kind of hijacked the Daddy Gang, but I was like, and I used to literally claim as Snapchat of the year as Pratt Daddy. I'd be like, gang, we out here, gang. I was like,
I never saw that.
I know you didn't. I know you're too young.
You can't hijack something you didn't know existed.
No,
do you know
energetically.
What I mean? Yeah, honestly, thank you so much for coming.
I'm not ending. You're gonna have to turn the camera.
All right, I'm leaving, and Spencer's gonna keep talking.
This is the real way the show ends.
Thank you so much. Gotta go. Goodbye.
Clout, Spotify live after room. I'm gonna like be live after her show and doing my own live room.
Goodbye, Spencer. Thank you so much for coming on Call Her Daddy. I really do appreciate it.
All right, let's cut. I'm not gonna stand up.
Dude, you're great. That was great.